The 2024 election, a day etched in history, not for its celebration, but for its stark warning. The return of Donald Trump to the Oval Office sent shockwaves across the globe, but within the United States, it was a tremor that split the nation in two. The red states erupted in jubilation, their champion had returned. The blue states reeled, shrouded in disbelief. The chasm between them, already vast, had become an unbridgeable abyss. The political climate, already heated, reached boiling point. Accusations flew, threats were exchanged. The very fabric of American democracy seemed to fray at the seams. This was not just a political victory, it was a seismic shift in the American landscape. The international community watched with a mix of apprehension and dismay. Trump's return signaled a return to his isolationist policies. His America First rhetoric, once a jarring slogan, was now a chilling reality. NATO, the bedrock of Western defense, felt the first tremors of unease. Trump's disdain for the alliance was no secret. His calls for reduced U.S. involvement echoed through the halls of Brussels, leaving a trail of uncertainty and doubt. The European Union, already grappling with internal divisions, now faced a resurgent and unpredictable America. China, sensing opportunity in the chaos, watched and waited, its shadow looming ever larger on the world stage. The Ukrainian conflict, a festering wound on the global stage, became a pawn in this new game of power. Trump, true to his word, sought a swift end to the conflict. But his proposed solution, a negotiated peace that ceded Ukrainian territory to Russia, sent shockwaves through Kyiv and beyond. The stalled $60 billion military aid package became a bargaining chip, held hostage in the name of peace. The message was clear: Ukraine was on its own. The implications were chilling. It emboldened Russia, signaling to the world that American resolve was wavering. It sent a message to China: the West was divided, weak, and unwilling to stand up to aggression. Russia, under Putin's iron grip, saw an opportunity. The bear, sensing weakness, began to flex its muscles. The annexation of Crimea, once considered a brazen act of aggression, now seemed like a prelude to a larger play. The Baltic states, long wary of their Russian neighbor, watched with growing alarm. The specter of the Cold War, once relegated to history books, was resurrected. The world held its breath. The delicate balance of power, maintained precariously for decades, was on the brink of collapse. Section 5. Economic upheaval. Trump's economic policies, a volatile mix of protectionism and tax cuts, further fueled the global uncertainty. His promised tariffs, aimed primarily at China, sent shockwaves through global markets. Inflation soared. Supply chains, already strained by the pandemic and the Ukrainian conflict, buckled under the pressure. The cost of living skyrocketed, hitting ordinary Americans the hardest. The American dream, once a beacon of hope, seemed to dim, replaced by a sense of anxiety and despair. The economic turmoil, coupled with the political instability, created a toxic brew, ripe for unrest. Section 6. The Doomsday Plane. As tensions escalated, a silent sentinel took to the skies. The E-4B Night Watch, a modified Boeing 747, became a chilling symbol of the times. Designed to withstand a nuclear blast, it served as a mobile command center for the president and key officials in case of a nuclear attack. Its very presence, a constant reminder of the unthinkable, served as a stark warning. The Doomsday Plane, once a relic of the Cold War, was now a chilling reality of the New World Order. Its frequent flights, shrouded in secrecy, fueled speculation and fear. Was this a precaution, a mere show of force, or a terrifying indication that the unthinkable was within reach? Section 7. Whispers of War. The world watched, holding its breath as the rhetoric between the US and China grew increasingly bellicose. The South China Sea, a flashpoint for years, became a potential powder keg. Military exercises, once routine, took on a new urgency, each side trying to outmaneuver the other. Cyber warfare, a silent and insidious battle, raged in the shadows, threatening to cripple critical infrastructure and sow chaos. The drums of war, once a distant rumble, grew louder, their rhythm echoing the anxieties of a world on edge. The possibility of a miscalculation, of a single spark igniting a global conflagration, loomed large. Section 8. Seeds of Unrest. Within the United States, the societal fabric continued to fray. The political polarization, exacerbated by economic anxieties and social unrest, reached a fever pitch. Conspiracy theories flourished, fueled by misinformation and distrust in traditional media. The very institutions that held American democracy together, the courts, the media, even the electoral process itself, came under attack. The American experiment, once a beacon of hope for the world, seemed to teeter on the brink. The seeds of discontent, sown over decades, had taken root, threatening to tear the nation apart from within. Section 9. A world holding its breath. As the sun set on a world teetering on the precipice, one question remained. Would cooler heads prevail, or would the world succumb to the darkness? The future, once bright with promise, now seemed shrouded in uncertainty and fear. The doomsday clock, a symbolic measure of global threats, ticked ever closer to midnight. The fate of the world, it seemed, hung in the balance, and all the world could do was watch, wait, and pray that the worst would not come to pass.